Hey everybody, Robert Rose here, Chief Strategy Advisor with the Content Marketing Institute, and want to just bring you some breaking news here as we like to do at CMI. And the headline here is Optimizely acquires Welcome. Now, interestingly enough, we may want to say Episerver acquires NewsCred because those two brands may be a little more familiar to you than the former. Just to keep this clear for those who are not keeping up over the last year and a half, these changes have been coming fast and furious from these two companies. I mean, the paint is hardly dry on both new branding efforts from Episerver and NewsCred, and now they're becoming one company. In case you missed it, I mean, really, who would blame you if you did? I mean, with everything that's going on in the world right now, and it's all happened within the last 12 months, Episerver, the classic Swedish-born web content management software company that, like many CMS systems, now see themselves as a DXP or digital experience platform, recently acquired last year Optimizely. Now, Optimizely was a company that focused on content experience like A/B testing, dynamic personalization for marketing, and those sorts of things with content. But they had a great name and they had a great product, and Episerver not only acquired the company in 2020, they completely rebranded themselves as Optimizely earlier this year. Now, you may remember also NewsCred. They were one of the more famous collaboration, workflow, and calendaring tools that have been a linchpin in the content marketer's toolkit for many, many years. Now, they too had some big changes at the end of 2020. They sold off all their services business, which helped them deliver everything from content to content strategy consulting to other kinds of services to industry dive. Then they rebranded the software business as Welcome Software, and they've been operating under that name for the last year. All right, now that we're all caught up, Episerver, now Optimizely, and NewsCred, now Welcome Software, have agreed to an acquisition deal. It was just announced on December 1st, and the amount of the deal, well, of course, with deals like this, the terms aren't really ever known, as is usual, but we can be sure that this is going to cause quite a few ripples across content marketing, content strategy, and content management. Why? Well, the main question is, what does this mean for us as customers, as consumers of these various types of tools and services? From a deal standpoint, from our perspective, this makes complete sense, at least on paper anyway. Many of the classic content management systems have recognized that workflow in the world of content marketing and today's more dynamic channel management is just simply different. I mean, gone are the linear, internal, and very governance-focused workflows of old web content management circa 2001, 2002. In its place, with the rise of content marketing, are collaborative, editorially driven, fast-moving workflows out to multiple channels. Now, this trend from around 2010 or so has given rise to any number of smaller, agile businesses that have emerged in this collaboration space. Companies like NewsCred, Contently, DiviHQ, CoSchedule, and others, they've grown substantially in this marketplace. Interestingly, and actually a bit baffling to me, quite frankly, these solutions became known as content marketing platforms, or CMPs. But what they really enabled, their true value was as an internal collaboration and insight into all the stuff that happens before you press the publish button. So what workflow are we creating? How is the team performing? What personas are we creating our content for? All of those editorial, calendaring types of interfaces that we need, this is what these tools really enable in a wonderful way. And classic CMS systems like Adobe or Sitecore or Acquia, and of course now Episerver, they really missed on this. And it's gotten to the point where now traditional workflow systems have even begun to take up the slack and now competing with these CMPs. You know, you've got solutions like Workfront and Jira and others that are now putting in editorial calendaring workflows together to help enable teams to be more collaborative and editorially driven. So CMS systems, or DXP systems if you like, have taken note. And I would note Adobe's acquisition of Workfront a little while ago had a lot to do with this trend. Also, I'd note that Sitecore's acquisition of Style Labs back in 2019 would really also have a lot to do with this trend. Quiet side note here, just if you want to go take a look, Sitecore has been on a very, very quiet acquisition spree as of 2021. That's another story for another time. So Episerver needed this. It needed a content collaboration solution, and it's now apparently found one in Welcome Software. So again, on paper, we think this makes perfect sense. Optimizely, a company that focuses on digital experience, acquires Welcome, a company that focuses on the creation, collaboration, and internal processes and calendaring of those content-driven digital experiences. The trick, and this is really the trick, in any acquisition is that the devil is in the details. Our advice for clients of Optimizely and Welcome is pay attention to how these two products start to integrate and work together. It shouldn't take a lot to bring them together in a meaningful way, but these kind of implementations, well, they're often more complex than they seem at the surface. We'll be watching closely to see how this starts to unfold and how Optimizely will bring Welcome clients along and how these new capabilities will start showing themselves. And this will almost certainly trigger other acquisitions in the space. So it's time to start asking your digital asset management vendor, your web content management vendor, where their capabilities with collaborative workflow and editorial processes are. It's probably top of mind for them right about now. Meanwhile, a huge hat tip to the financial folks in this deal. I am sure with the number of private equity firms, investment bankers, venture people, and other investors, this was no easy deal to put together. So we'll see how it all comes together. We'll see you soon, and remember, it's your story. Tell it well.